All right, simple. We'll start it like this. Doom doom ch 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 doom doom ch. It's Nightlife tapes. Doom 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 ch doom. That's gonna be tough to top in the next episode.
Man. That was horrible.
I think you did good.
I can't hit them high notes.
That boy harmonizes
I
like
appreciate it.
like magic.
I did not take choir for a reason.
I took choir, 9 years of choir.
No, you did not.
Yeah, 9 years.
9 years?
Yeah.
So middle school to the end of high school?
Middle school to high school.
Really? Can you actually sing?
Not anymore.
Okay.
No.
I can't. I was in band.
Yeah.
I played saxophone and
sick.
drums. Played saxophone for like 10 years.
My mom was not trying to pay for a saxophone rental. Otherwise, I think I would have done
I understand that.
I did a little bit of trumpet in 4th grade too, so got a little bit of music in the.
I know you played some recorder. Everyone played recorder.
Everyone did recorder.
Everyone played
man.
recorder.
I don't
Hot
even
cross
know where that came from.
Fucking bangs. Hot cross buns.
See, we're not just DJs. We're very talented musical wizards there.
Musical connoisseurs. You feel me?
What's up? Welcome to Nightlife Tapes. This is our podcast that we've now been doing for probably about 8 weeks, and we've just been cycling through stuff. We've been prepping for this day that we start our official show. Could not be more excited to be here with you for it today. What's up? I'm Choff.
I'm B-Walk. What's good with it?
So then on this show, we're going to talk a lot about our combined 25 plus years of DJing,
Dude,
something like that.
Long. That makes me feel old when you say it like that. Like
I know.
But yeah, we've both have. You've got to be what, 13? I'm about 12, about 13 years, something like that.
So yeah,
So it's up there.
Between the two of us, we've got about 25 years of DJ experience. We play every weekend around Metro Detroit, and we've got tons of friends in the world. And we thought it'd be cool to create a show where we talk about our nightlife stories, and we talk about DJing and songs that work and moments, and we turn into a therapy session sometimes and talk about
Facts.
our traumas, and we really just kind of bring you along for a little bit of a ride of our lifetimes. So thank you for being here for the very first official Nightlife Tapes. B-Walk, how was your weekend? First of all, you played this weekend.
Good, man. I did play this weekend. I had Friday night off, but I played Saturday. I try to play most Saturdays. I like to take some Friday nights off here and there just to rest, regroup from the week and whatnot. But Saturday night was straight. You know, it was one of those nights where like I ain't gonna lie to you, like I felt like my set wasn't the absolute best, but like, you know, you get those nights sometimes. So you know, I'll be back to it this weekend. So my set will be straight.
Was it like the crowd? Was it just your vibe that day? Like
my vibe
was?
What's crazy is my vibe going into it was I thought on point. I was so excited to play that night. Literally, if I take Friday night off, I'm so excited to play Saturday night. I don't know why. I think it's just because I'm more energized. But that night specifically, the crowd energy wasn't great. It wasn't like fantastic, but also I wasn't playing the best. Like simple transitions I would do any weekend. Like I wasn't hitting it right, or like my scratching wasn't like the best. So like there was a couple times I was just like, oh, that sounded terrible. And I know most people don't notice. Like we notice. So
we notice.
we notice. And if you go to another club and another DJ's playing, you notice that, you know, too. So like, you know, it wasn't the best, but you have those nights like that. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
Simple as that. So I'm not mad about it. I'll be back this weekend. I'll be killing it.
I think the hardest part about those sort of moments are like once you kind of trip and fall and you're not catching your transitions, and maybe you've got like one person really booing you like because they didn't hear their song, and like they get their way into your head and it kind of throws off the whole vibe. It can be so tough to like reconcile that you really have to like mammoth force through it.
Yes.
Otherwise it just you kind of, I don't know, you can get just sucked down this rabbit hole of like feeling like you suck, feeling like you can't hit the right record. So I know exactly how you mean in that moment.
Absolutely. It's humbling as hell. It's you know, but then at that point, you know, you got to go back to something, you know, So you got to get one of those big room bangers, something like that, something that's going to bring everyone back to life.
Yeah.
And usually at least for me, and I'm sure most DJs, that's what'll get you going again, and then you carry on from there. But even when I was hitting a couple of those, after that I get to going, I'm like, all right, I'm straight. I got the room. And then I'm like, oh, dog, I fucked this up or something like that. I'm like, dog. I was like, but there were certain popular songs that just were not hitting like they normally do.
That happens. It's the strangest thing to me. And sometimes it's how you tee it up. Sometimes it's the demographic of the room. Sometimes it's just literally like, I don't know, maybe Mercury's in retrograde that week. But it's like people be screaming this song at the top of their lungs one week, and like the next week, it's just like
ass. Mr. Brightside is a hit every single time. This past weekend, bro, they might as well have told me to fuck off. Like it wasn't doing anything. No hands
Brightside
didn't hit. No hands. That's a banger every time. Peak of the night didn't hit. So,
that's strange.
So it is what it is. Now I know you had Saturday off, but that's because you were running around Detroit and Metro Detroit for a good 12, 13 hours.
Yeah.
Played at what, 4 different spots?
Yeah.
Bro, tell me opening day recap. What? Because you were everywhere, bro. You were going, and I don't know how you do it. I saw snaps. I saw videos on Instagram. You had it going the whole time. Energy was never low. So like, I want to hear about that.
Yeah, it was a banging weekend, opening day. It's like a national holiday every year in Detroit. Definitely one of the biggest parties, I think, that our citywide of the whole year. Easy, if not the biggest. For whatever reason, people in Detroit go insanely hard for opening day.
Yep.
So I did the Grand Slam Festival, which Apex puts on. That was insane. Like 2 tents full of people, giant food area. I got a noon set, which was like an hour before the game started. Pretty much perfect, if you ask me.
Plenty of people out.
And for that set, so for those parties, I kind of just do a lot of like sing along hits, a lot of word-play. Just really try to get the people just like screaming as hard as they can. I used to try to like big room them and like play like huge house tracks and stuff. I kind of got away from doing that over the years. Just for that, there's no need to like just throw on, Party in the USA and
they'll go crazy.
Oh yeah, they will go nuts. So I did that, ran over to Love and Tequila, played like a hip hop set there, which is crazy. I never get to play like a more like hood vibe, and
bro,
I ripped it.
I saw a video of you, and I don't remember what song you were playing. I was like, bro, I didn't even know he played hip hop like this.
I normally don't.
Okay, big dog, go ahead with your song.
Yeah. I was ripping into like all the Glorilla, and I played like a Boss Man D-Lo track. Just
dog, you did not play Boss Man D-Lo.
I swear to God.
Dog, that's what the fuck I want to hear. I love that shit. I ain't gonna lie. I know you know music. I didn't even know you know who Boss Man D-Lo was. Though, like,
yeah, well, I feel weird even playing his music because I heard the whole beef that he has with Detroit, or the whole beef Detroit has with him now after his concert.
Look, I don't care. I still fuck with his music. I don't care. Boss Man D-Lo cold.
Yeah, I played "Talk My Shit" by Boss Man D-Lo
at like crazy
at like 2 p.m. at Love and Tequila. It was banging,
and everybody went crazy too.
They were going crazy the whole time.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
I played that place a few times, and I've kind of learned like what you got to play in there. It's real
hip hop.
It's hip
hop.
Gutter.
Don't touch no kind of EDM in there. It is hip hop.
No, yeah. And the DJ Q is before me, one of the greatest DJs in Detroit. He's sick, and just all over. He plays all over the place. But he was playing like almost more like a Moombahton vibe in there, which I was like, I like it.
Afrobeat type?
Kind of, but more like the Dylan Francis Moombahton with flips of popular songs, right? Oh, wow. He's a great DJ, so he knows exactly what he's doing. But I was just like, damn, like I'm gonna go totally different with this one. So yeah, I kind of like flipped the place on its head. It was refreshing. So then from there, hung out at Annex, went to Brass Rail, played like an all throwback set back to back with my buddy Nico. That was super sick.
NRG, that's the dog.
NRG, my guy.
He's the homie. I love him.
Great DJ, absolutely kills it. Then we had a nice dinner. Went over to Fifth Avenue, stomped on the Friday night there. Vibe was good. Place was packed.
I saw it was packed for a Friday night. That place was packed.
Oh yeah,
that was crazy. And I expected Royal Oak to be dead because everybody was still in Detroit, all day.
I kind of thought that too. And it was funny when I got there. It was pretty dead until like maybe an hour after I showed up. It just got slammed.
Everybody was out.
Yeah, everybody was out.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It was the weather wasn't bad that day, so usually if the weather's good, people coming out.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, another opening day in the books. Feeling the burns still. I'm like exhausted.
Dog, those days and 12-hour days. Now look, I've done some 12-hour days where I've been in maybe 2 spots, but I ain't hit no 4-spot, bender like that.
It's fun.
Oh yeah, I believe it because it's new people. Like it's like a constant rotating room. Like that'd be a blast actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, like full new people, so you can play either the same stuff if you want, or like all different stuff. Fully like different vibes too. Like you think it'd be like similar crowds, but it's so different.
Oh yeah.
And then 2, your mood is different, right? So like how I'm feeling it for my 4 o'clock set isn't how I'm feeling for my noon set. So, yeah, I do like tons of prep for those, and I just try to like get after it. I love it though. The only thing that makes it hard is like when your friends go to the party, right? Like all my friends went to Grand Slam. And then I'm at Grand Slam for like a half hour after my set. I'm like, I gotta run to my next set.
Yep. Can't chill.
Yeah.
And honestly, most of them not following you around all day. So
well, not only that, it's like expensive. You're gonna pay like opening days, premium prices to get into all these spots. So it's
expensive. Them tents ain't no joke, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, opening day is crazy. I've never done one. I just haven't. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to take the day off of work. I don't know. But I'm not huge on baseball, so. But I saw you were killing it. I'm proud of you. I want to be like you when I go with that ass.
I'm not huge on baseball, but I am huge on Detroit.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm desperate to hear a Choff hip hop set. I want to hear that so bad. Because I know you'll throw it down, but like I just want to hear it for my own.
They're rare.
I know.
Very
That's
rare.
why I want to be a part of it. I want to see it. So it's gonna happen again. I'm gonna be there. I promise it.
Dude, I think the craziest part of opening day, after I played all those sets, we go to leave, and it's like right as the game is getting out, and we're in the Z Garage, right? We're stopped in city traffic on level 5 of the Z Garage. All the roads are like a parking lot. It took us almost a full hour just to get out of the garage.
Honestly, an hour is generous. I definitely thought you were going to say way longer.
Yeah.
I thought it was way longer.
It took us like an hour to get out of the garage, and then probably another hour to get home, which I live like 16 minutes from downtown.
I would say it probably took you at least 45 minutes just to get to the freeway.
Yeah, it was like I've experienced quite a bit of traffic there before. That was by far like the craziest.
And like you can't Uber there. Like Uber prices are crazy, and it'll take forever for an Uber to get to you. So you're still sitting in that mess too.
Yeah, I don't do all that.
So, I do. I like.
Will you drink?
I would say I'd be throwing back.
I've learned it's so funny, and this is one reason why I'm so excited to do this show is because B-Walk here and I are so different. Like we couldn't be more opposites. Like he goes right, I go left. It's crazy. But I know you like to drink. One thing that I've really realized by not drinking is the things like Ubers or like planning to stay the night places. Mm-hmm. You like don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, facts.
And it took me the longest time to figure it out. I think it was the last year that my girlfriend and I were going to Movement Festival. Mm-hmm. And we were like, oh, we're just going to stay with our friends downtown. And then 3 a.m. came or whenever it all ends. And we were just like, wait, why are we going to sleep on their couch when we have our bed 15 minutes away?
I'm trying to go home. I'm not sleeping over anybody's crib. I'm not. I don't care who you are. I'm going to find my way home. I'll Uber. I don't care how much it is. I will Uber home. Simple as that. I don't like to be out. Like I want my bed, no matter what.
I get that.
So, And I gotta go home and shower after DJing, bro. I'd be nasty, sweaty and stuff. So yeah, that's how it is, man. But yeah, I'm glad opening day was good for you.
Opening day was sick. I'm feeling good. I'm a little under the weather just from being around so many people, but the vibes are high, baby.
Say, hey, look, hit my IV girl up. She'll make sure you get right.
Snap. Hey, tell her if we shout her out on the podcast for a discount.
Bro.
Don't say the name yet, but
Oh, you right. You know, I was about to. Hey, Danielle, I got you. I got you on the next one.
Danielle, pull up. We'll do them on the show too.
Dog, I'd absolutely do one on the show,
Yeah,
please.
I
she does home visits too.
Okay.
She'd come do it.
So I'm really not into needles, so this would be great entertainment. So
Bro, I hate needles.
If you want a potentially viral moment, Danielle.
Bro, I'm gonna hit her when we get done. She'll definitely come do it.
It'd be sick.
I'm gonna hit her up.
All right.
Say less.
Say less.
Say less.
So I figured today for the first show we could just kind of run through like how we got here, because obviously we've got a boatload of stories that we're gonna spill in all these future episodes, and I think it'd be good to know kind of like the road that paved the way a little bit.
Road that paved the way.
Yeah,
Long ass roads,
man, bumpy, sometimes
Yeah,
muddy.
I was about to say definitely bumpy.
Very seldom smooth, I will say. There's been some smooth, but
I feel like it's not even smooth now.
that's the thing. It's even if it's smooth now, one thing that I always compare the, freelance DJ life to is like, it's like when you're driving across the country and you can only see like the 10 feet of headlights in front of you. People always talk about this, like life coaches talk about this, but that's like for real how it is in the entertainment world. It's like you're riding in this train and you're like building the tracks as you go.
Yeah.
And every minute you think you're gonna like spiral off a cliff. And it's like somehow it keeps going.
Damn good way to put it. That's a damn good way. And see,
I've put a lot of thought into this over the years.
That's how it is. Cause the problem, I don't care what residency you have, what gigs you have, man, nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts
Say that
forever.
one more time.
I promise. No matter what residencies you have, what gigs you have, nothing lasts forever. In this game, bro, everybody is replaceable. It's crazy. No matter how loyal you are to whatever club or gig you got, you're replaceable. So you just gotta, you gotta roll with the punches sometimes.
Yeah.
But also, sometimes you don't need to be replaced. Sometimes you just, you move on to bigger and better things and stuff like that, or something that fits your vibe at that time more. So, for myself, I started at a wedding company, bro. I was doing college parties. I fell into a wedding company. I was doing weddings for a few years. It was more like 2 years. And it was great. I truly learned how to work a crowd on a microphone, and I truly learned how to master mixing and really read a crowd, because weddings is way different than a nightclub, So that led me to really getting deep into college parties, fraternity parties. I went to Oakland University, so I was running a lot of fraternity parties there. There, I went up to MSU. I was up at MSU was the main one. A lot of sorority parties there. Ended up at good old. Do you remember Vogue nightclub in Pontiac?
Oh yeah.
Took over Mustang Jane's and I don't remember what it was before Mustang Jane's. But it was right next to the old Tonic. And if you know Tonic, you've been around nightlife for a minute.
Marty Coates, baby.
Dog, Tonic was the spot. But yeah, Vogue nightclub. That led me all the way to Windsor. I was in Windsor for a couple of years.
Windsor.
That was fun, dude. Windsor was a good time. Level 3 vodka emporium.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that was cool before it closed down.
That had to be crazy, like crossing the border at 3 a.m.
Dog,
after your gig.
Dog, U.S. Border Patrol are the biggest assholes you can possibly deal with.
Yeah.
Like, I understand why people hate Americans. We're some fucking dicks, bro. Like, simple as that. We're assholes. But 3 a.m. and see, I couldn't drink then. I was too afraid. Like, I can drink there, but like I wasn't crossing the border with tequila on my breath.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
getting held up there.
No chance.
So I was in Windsor for probably a couple of years. Did level 3, did Luso, and Arius. Arius, a nice spot. And then after that, COVID hit. And literally, and I don't know how you felt during COVID, because I know DJing is for you full time. Like for me during COVID, I thought I was done DJing completely. I didn't know. So I wasn't going back to Canada anytime soon. I just didn't know when clubs were going to open back up. I thought I was done DJing completely. So then I happened to fall into, once everything opened back up, I happened to fall into contact with good old Charles from Tequila Blue, and he actually asked me to come work security before I even DJ'd there. And
Really?
dude, yes, because I used to do a lot of security work. And
So okay, but he knew you were a DJ, so he was
yes. Like he knew I was a DJ, but he's like, nah, you trying to come work security? I was like, I mean, yeah, but I'm letting you know, like, I want the booth. Like, I'm tired of throwing people out and checking IDs. And so I got in there. I was security for a little bit. They threw me in the booth, and I haven't left since. So
That's an epic come up story.
it's interesting. So I had an interesting road to get to where I'm at. So I'm very thankful for it. I'm very thankful for the experiences. Every club and bar I've played. Like, I couldn't be more grateful for how I've come up. I've learned a lot. Like, when in college, and I'm sure you can say the same thing, like, in college, I thought I was the coldest DJ around. Like, nobody could beat me. Bro, now that I look back, I was dog shit in college. I was a horrible DJ.
Bro, same.
It was terrible. What was my song selection was ass.
I remember, like, a staple of my set in college was Bill Nye the Science Guy dubstep remix. I swear to God. I swear to God. And in my head, that shit went off. Like, I was for context, before I got into, being a working DJ, I pretty much was just I played dubstep and trap, and
that's what you were known for.
Yeah, that was my thing for the longest time. That's what I've made, and I still now find ways to incorporate it into my set. But back then, that was like I was force feeding that to every crowd, and even when I got into radio for the first maybe year, it was sure, I'll play your Post Malone, and then I'm going straight into a dubstep drop, which later got me on a mix show where I was allowed to do that. But
that's sick.
Long story short, I would force feed it where it was
that's crazy.
Not the vibe.
Was the parties going crazy for that? Like, did they be real? Like, was crowds?
You mean for the Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Yeah,
thing?
I want to were crowds really reacting to that?
Yeah, I think I got a lot of fuck yous.
Okay.
I definitely got some people laughing, but I was doing it
for you.
No, I was doing it to be a goofball, really.
That's
I was just
crazy.
trying to just make people laugh. I don't know. I had a Barney one too. I had all the cartoons. I probably still have them. I got to find my old hard drive from college.
I want you guys to know, when he said we're complete opposite, this is exactly what the fuck he means. Barney is insane.
Yeah, really? But when you're, what at the time I'm 19, 20, 21, I'm at a college party. I have no rules for the first time in my whole life, in every aspect of my life.
That's true.
That's not really an excuse, but
not at all. I was gonna let you have it. I'm not gonna lie. Not at all. He said Barney. That's fucking insane.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna find it.
Please, I'd love to hear
that whole hard drive.
Please. But so I know you were doing college parties like I was and everything. Probably plenty of fraternity parties, but some people may not know you were in radio for quite a while. But how'd you start? What was it the college parties that got you started, or was it radio that got what got Choff going?
Yeah, I mean, my original start, I owe it all to the EP Productions crew in my hometown of South Lyon. So these guys were putting on the first electronic shows in our area. Basically, but they'd rent out like a VFW hall or like a park or a theater, and they would just pop up and play dubstep basically. And at first I was kind of like, this is like crazy, you guys are partying. Then I got to hang out with them kind of outside of the party scene, and I was playing around with the gear, and I was like, this is actually really fun. So I started kind of tinkering with their gear. I saved up a little bit of money, got my first controller, started doing pop-up parties just in high school, just like, you know, senior parties. Ooh.
Yep.
And through that crew, they all had connections at like venues and stuff too. So I actually like was a little spoiled. Like the first day I got my controller, I played at, it was called Purple Haze at the time, but it was, then it turned into UV Lounge, but it was like this little hookah bar 18 and up club basically. And
hookah bar gigs were fun.
Yeah, I mean that was like, dude, I got so many early starting gigs at hookah bars because I, you know, at the time I was obviously under 18 at the time. So there you could get in and play. So that kind of got me started. When I got to college, that was when I was like, oh, I can kind of do this for real. I was just popping up to parties with my gear. Like literally would go on Yik Yak. I don't know if you remember Yik Yak.
Yes, I remember fucking Yik Yak. Dog, Yik Yak was a time. You were going on there and being like, yo, someone needs a fucking DJ for...
Yeah. So I'd go on Yik Yak and I'd be like, oh, party at like 625 Oakwood tonight. So I would be like, oh, sick. If I didn't know anyone that was like there directly, I'd just pack all my speakers in my car and pull up. And I'd knock on the door and I'd be like, hey, who's in charge here? Like, I'm a DJ. I have my stuff. I'll just set up and play. I did that for like a whole semester. And
that's insane.
Through doing that, I got introduced to like the Red Bull rep because he was, at the time, that was when Red Bull was like hard into the colleges, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this dude, Mike, I hope you're doing well, Mike. I haven't talked to that guy in like 8 years now, but he was the Ferris Red Bull rep. Needed a DJ. We like met at the perfect time. He like got me on these Red Bull shows. I got to play like the Red Bull 3 Style U at Wayside.
Did you play like in the like Red Bull truck? Like,
yeah, I played in the Red Bull truck at Ferris. It was super dope.
Dope.
Dude, to me at that time too, that was the like, first of all, the first like real stage I had ever been on. Everything else was like me with my Sony home speakers.
Yep.
Other than those clubs, you know, like UV Lounge and Purple Haze and stuff like that. But that was a huge deal. And then yeah, through that I kind of just was like, okay, like second year I go to Ferris, I'm like throwing my own parties. You know, I kind of got to know all the people who were doing the right things. So I kind of just was like a little more choosy, and I would do takeovers like officially at the venues there. And then I don't know, fast forward to 2017 with a bunch of stuff in between there. I stumbled into iHeartRadio Grand Rapids as an intern.
Huge.
It was just a promo intern. Shout out to my girl Carly. She connected me. I needed an internship. Actually, I needed a job shadow for one of my classes, right? Uh-huh. So I go for this job shadow with Sam Bennett. She was the promotions director at the time. Great lady. Shout out Sam. Her and I hit it off day one. She was like, hey, I'm looking for some interns this summer. I'm like, I'm looking for an internship this summer. Like, let's go. So day one, I get in the building in downtown Grand Rapids, and I'm not from Grand Rapids. So like going to the center of the city in this, what I thought at the time was a super tall building, and like it was like crazy. It was like, oh my God, we're in like New York City, and this is like it. So like day one, we get a tour, and I get introduced to Stick, which I don't know if you know Stick.
Yes.
My guy, Stick is the founder of Woodward Sports. He has one of the best night shows that's ever been done in Channel 955 in Detroit. Probably the best. I don't even know how I can say one of the best. Legendary figure in our world out here. And he was just like, yeah, there was 7 of us interns. He's like, yeah, if you guys ever want to learn anything, just like let me know. And I was like, teach me everything. So
radio legend. I've heard nothing but unbelievable things about Stick. I think I've only met him like one time. But.
Yeah. Oh, he's the best dude ever. Seriously, I look up to him a lot. He's just an incredible businessman, incredible human. But yeah, so he like took me under his wing. I was mixing on the air like a week after that for the mix show they had. And then maybe a month after that, they were like, hey, we need a host. Like, can you do this overnight shift and just fill in? And I was like, hell yeah. So that kicked off like a 4 or 5 year journey in radio.
Damn.
Starting with SNX, kind of would fill in and do weekends and be on the streets and doing all kinds of stuff there, hosting a mix show. I got in with Channel 955, so I was doing kind of the same thing there, fill-ins, weekends, that sort of thing. Got my own night show in Montreal, so I was doing a night show on a top 40 station in Montreal.
I didn't even know that.
Every night, yeah. I did that every night from 20, would that have been 18 to 2021.
Okay.
It was sick. I basically would get like a sheet with all the music that was going to play, and I would just talk. Like, I'd do talk breaks, run dope. Callers, like topics.
That was a night show?
It's a night show.
That's dope.
It was like real raunchy. It was sick. It was fun. I mean, that was like a great era.
What kind of raunch are you talking? I need a 1-2, like, you remember when Big Boy was on 955?
Yes.
I want a 1 to there, because that Big Boy on 955, especially on the weekend nights, was like raunchy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it was all over the board. I mean, I wish I could remember like a specific bit that Big Boy did that I could compare it to, but I mean, we were putting the feelers out. We were calling out people's relationship traumas. We were like getting the strippers in. Like, we were like, so the way I would do it is, this is like radio people. Probably it's taboo to talk about this, but I don't really care. But so it's like I would do one show, right? Like one live show. And then I would take those bits and like repurpose them for the other cities, right? So I would do like, we'd have a stripper in Grand Rapids, and I'd be like making the stripper do something funny, whatever. Like, I don't know, doing the alphabet backwards. And then I would air that in Montreal too. So it was like a live show. It was like a great vibe that we could curate every night. We would have tons of guests come in, tons of fun, weird quirks. We'd interview artists, do all the things. But yeah, so that's a very long-winded way of saying that was kind of a big like journey I went on with the DJ stuff for a while. It was just hosting and creating topics and having fun with it.
You had a journey, bro.
Yeah. So through all that, been DJing through 955. I got to do like the club broadcast at Electricity, so I kind of rode that into the sunset with Troublemaker when that was fizzling out there, which is, dude,
great DJ.
Great DJ. Troublemaker is incredible. So yeah, long story short, that was kind of like what made my DJing more official, I guess. Like, made it from like, oh, is this fun thing I'm doing in college and having fun, to like, oh no, this is like how I support myself.
It's legit.
Yeah. So that sort of aided that transition, and now I've been just doing all types of stuff. I've had, over the years, I've had some residencies. I've done, tons and tons of private events. That's like kind of my bread and butter, is the private gigs, the weddings.
They pay. Dude,
and they're fun. Like, they're fun. B-Walk's shaking his head. I'll take all your private events,
bro. And I hand them to you and other DJs. Look, I have a list of DJs. If you hit me up for a wedding or a private event, I'm not gonna do it. But I got a list of DJs I'll send you, and I'll be like, hit this one up, hit this one up. And they're all people I've worked with personally, but like, I just don't want your private events, unfortunately. So if I can get my homies paid, cool. But honestly, I'm gonna start charging fees to everyone. if you book it because of me, you gotta give me a couple hundred or something like that.
Okay, that's a hot topic item, because I don't see any issue with it. But the few times I have had DJs ask me, like, after the fact, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, it's just a $200 referral fee." Like, once I lock the gig, and I'm kind of like, man, like, we probably should have had that talk before I even reached out to the person, because I don't mind. I like, by all means, get your bread. And I've had it where I've negotiated that in advance, and they just wouldn't pay, and that burned a bridge. I won't say who, but that burned a bridge. So like, I think there's levels to it. I think if you were to be like, hey, like, and should it be a percentage? Should it be a flat rate? I don't know. But if you're saying like, hey, if you book this gig, throw me a little something, I don't see it as a bad thing. But in our industry, it's not standard. Whereas like in like, say if you're a lawyer, I know like we had Skateboard Lawyer on the Choffcast a few weeks ago. I was talking to him, one of my best buds. And he was saying like, that's very standard in their practice. Like, if you get a case from another loyal, like they're gonna break you off like probably a third.
Damn, for real?
A third.
That's crazy.
Which I would never break someone off a third of a DJ.
I wouldn't ask for a third. Like that's DJing. What? Like that's a lot of money. Like that's a lot.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that. And I typically that was a joke. I'm probably not gonna end up doing that. I should because I feel like I refer a lot of weddings to other DJs. Like I definitely have guys get booked for that shit. And I know I could make a nice little chunk of bread off of it, but it ain't that deep to me. But no, asking after the fact, after you booked it and everything, nah, that's not cool. Not if we're homies. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
If I don't mess with you like that, then cool, but I'm not referring you if I don't mess with you like that.
That's super fair. And I've always just had the perspective of like what goes around comes around. Like I don't ever ask for a referral fee. Like I have once in that scenario. A, because it can cause problems there, but B, it's just like if I give you a gig, like it's kind of like a gesture of like kindness, and it's like not that you don't do it for this reason, but when I think of who to refer gigs to, I think of A, the people I know would crush it, and B, the people I know who would crush it who have also referred me for gigs.
I was about to say those that have also referred me is huge.
Yeah,
that's huge.
Yeah.
So
like very seldom am I gonna offer a gig to someone that like I don't know. I guess I shouldn't say that because if someone needs a gig, I mean, and they're gonna be grateful for it. But I was gonna say it's like I'd way rather give it to someone that I know like would do the same for me.
Absolutely. I was about to say it's got to be. If I know it's a reciprocal relationship.
Yeah.
Like I know I've referred you for weddings and private events, but I know you've also have referred me as well.
Yeah.
So like I'll never have a problem like referring you.
To be fair too, that's not like an every case thing, because there are people that I've referred gigs to, especially if it's like maybe they don't have the budget to like book me. Like I'll give those gigs to people, and I will never expect that in return. So it's not definitely not like a one size fits all, but as a general rule, yeah, rather than give me like a piece of that pie, I would rather just like have a piece of a future pie, or like have the whole future pie.
It is not an expectation when I refer you that I get something back, but like if it comes along down the future, then cool, I'm cool with that. So, but no, it is what it is. I also if I refer you, I expect unbelievable reviews from how you did. Like I expect if I put my stamp of approval and say, "Hey, I work with this guy, bro," and you make me look bad, we're gonna have a problem. I've got some homies I won't refer anymore because of that shit. They sent a guy to a wedding who literally he messed up the bride's name multiple times. How you mess up the bride's name, sir? Can't refer him again.
If you're bad with names, just don't say names.
Honestly, bride and groom, bro.
Bride and groom.
Like, it couldn't be any easier.
Like I find myself doing that a lot at weddings, even when I do know people's names, just because I'm like, I'll stumble over my words. It's a lot easier to stumble over bride than to stumble over Michelle and actually call her Michelle or
No, for real though. That's the thing. So no, if I refer you, I expect the best out of you. So don't make me look bad.
I also expect you to not get belligerently wasted.
That should be a given.
And B, don't bring a friend who's gonna get belligerently wasted. I say this because like we referred this friend for a gig not that long ago, and it was like an out of state gig, and apparently he brought a friend to the gig that got super wasted and made it so awkward.
That's ridiculous
And
unprofessional.
And it's like he's a fantastic DJ, but he had a buddy with him. His buddy, I don't know.
Nah, you will never get another referral from me again.
Yeah,
that's embarrassing. Granted, I did have a homie that did that when I went up to do a gig up at a MSU, but it was college kids and they were puking anyways.
College, that's a whole different ball game.
But like, bro, if I send you for some professional stuff, don't make me look bad. I got a named up keep. So, but yeah, dude, I think this was a successful first Nightlife Tapes episode.
I'd have to agree. I think the vibes are high. I'm very excited. We were talking about potentially bringing some guests on the show, maybe some other DJs.
Dog, there's a few DJs I really want to have on and talk to.
Yeah.
Like NRG.
Yeah.
Because he's just cold. He's literally such a nice guy. Like, truly just genuine.
He's insane, too. Like, just the amount of experience that man has.
But there's also, like, some DJs that I just want to talk to because, like, their experience in like Mo Beats. He is one of my absolute favorite DJs.
Great DJ.
Huh?
Great DJ.
Unbelievable. Like, and he goes everywhere. Like, I think he was doing New Year's in, like, was it North Korea? Is that the good one? I don't know.
Actually, it's so funny. I know that because we have the same driver, Maurice Franklin.
What the fuck?
He was like telling me, he was like, because I think it was the same day. He was like, yeah, I just dropped Mo Beats off. He was going to play in Korea.
Hold up. When did you get a driver?
Whenever I met Mo, it must have been in 2020.
You got a driver?
Yeah. I mean, I don't like use them every day, but yeah, like if I'm going to the airport for like longer than a few days and I don't want to park my car, he'll pick me up and he's got
okay.
Or like if I got a gig I don't want to drive to.
I'm like, damn, do I need to
You got a driver too? I'll give you his number.
I was like, I do have one of my boys but he just take me to and from Troy and Royal.
This is a free advertisement for Smiling Faces VIP car service.
Hey, that's real. That's actually
my
real.
guy.
I want a driver.
It's really nice for gigs when you're like, for example, like you got a gig here and a gig here and a gig here in the same night.
Oh yeah.
And you don't want to have to worry about like parking the car or
how long an Uber is going to take.
How long it's going to take. Like, is there going to be traffic? Whatever. I just call him.
No,
he's waiting there. Car's hot when you walk out. And
that sounds like it's worth the investment.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Damn.
Got treat you.
I gotta get a fucking driver. What the fuck? We got drivers out here, bitch.
I wasn't trying to flex.
No. That was a fucking flex.
Just share my truths.
Fucking driver.
You want to flex before we shut the show off?
No, because I ain't got no driver. I'm not gonna beat that. Hey, let me know if somebody want to be my motherfucker. Actually, no. Actually, because Cam gonna be mad. Cause Cam is technically my driver.
And he's security too.
He's security, my manager. He's my chauffeur.
He's kind of like a therapist too. I like his vibe.
Right.
Yeah.
He's got a shirt with my logo on the front of it, and then on the back of it, it literally says manager, security, chauffeur. Like,
I love that.
That's my dog.
I love that.
He's my dog. So actually, that's my motherfucking driver.
That's your flex and your driver.
Cam is my.
Isn't he like a high school teacher too?
Yeah. Bro, his kids are gonna see this and be like, "Yo, what the fuck, Mr. Canner?" But yeah, he's a history teacher.
Okay. Last thing before we shut this down, on that topic, it's crazy to me. Like, I was going through Instagram the other day and I saw like someone that was at the club was like a third grade teacher or something, and I was like, as a third grader, I would have never guessed that like my teacher has a real life and goes out and like parties, and now I'm DJing for the teacher.
Yes.
Random off the wall, but I was like, that is kind of a mind.
Because look, when he's come out with his groups of teachers, it's funny because like it's weird to think, even because they're all high school teachers, so that shit is weird to think about. Like even in high school, can you think of a teacher that was like going out on the weekends?
I mean, no, but they all probably
but they was getting fucked up.
I do remember.
Crazy.
I do remember we found out my principal in elementary school was like a biker chick, and that was like crazy because she was like you would have not pictured her to be a biker, and like it got out that like she's a biker
chick. That's actually pretty dope. I can dig that.
Maybe she'll come party with us sometime.
Please. What's her name? You remember?
What was her name? Dr. Brunn.
Dr. Brunn. Dr. Brunn. Shots on me.
Still alive. I don't even. That was
shots on me, Dr. Brunn.
That was a long time ago.
Hey, it'd be like that. That's wild. Shout out to the teachers that be getting their thing on the weekend, man.
Yep. Teachers. Shout out to the door guys and gals.
Facts.
Shout out to the servers.
Dude,
shout out to
the bartenders. Oh my gosh, God bless
bartenders. Man, they got to work twice as hard and like they're lucky to make as much as we do. They got to work for every dollar.
They work their asses off, but also I think they appreciate what we do because we try to keep them making money. We're trying to keep people in a club, in a bar, you know, spending money. So, yeah, shout out to everyone that works in nightlife, bro. It is a fucking grind.
It's tough.
Security.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm tired every single day from it, but it's great.
It's worth it.
It's a blessing. And we're going to be talking about it a whole lot more right here on Nightlife Tapes, baby. Boom, boom, shh, boom, boom, shh. Boom, boom, shh.
Shit is so bad.